Hello, welcome to Letham Trading. Now we are going to see backtesting for the month of May. So before going to the backtest, we'll discuss some points like where is CPR, where is Camarilla points, and our disciplines. So here, if you observe, this is top CPR and this is bottom CPR and this is central CPR. So this blue line with pink line is the CPR range, and the thick line is the H4, and this is H3, that is this green line. See, sometimes the H3 will be inside the CPR, or sometimes it's above the CPR. And here, if you observe here, this is L3, that is this red line, and this thick red line is L4. Okay, and what is our discipline rule? We'll trade only once a day, and if it is profit, we'll book the profit. If it is stop loss, we'll end up with stop loss only. We don't go for the another trade. We'll analyze that problem at the end of the day. What is our mistake and how to rectify our mistake, we'll discuss at the end of the day. You will see those videos in the Nifty trade setup and Nifty end of the day analysis. So coming to the first day of the month May, that is 2nd May 2022. So first thing what we observe here is the CPR relationship, and second point we'll see the location of the candle, opening candle, whether it is above L3, above H3. The location of the candle is very important to us, and the CPR relationship. These two will decide the market, and the first 5 minutes candle closing also will give us the indication about the market. And see, this is May 2022, and if you observe, May 2022 is when May 2022 is Monday. Okay, see, the market's closing is here at this point. So the market opened here at this point. So the market was very gap up, and the CPR relationship is downtrend CPR. See, most of the times when the market opens gap down and this that is below previous day low, will be bullish only, and we don't go. See, if market opens below this previous day low, will be bearish, that is since the CPR is in downtrend. But since the CPR is not too down, that is it has already traveled. See, this is all it has traveled, and it is overlapping CPR, right? So since the CPR is very wide, see, the CPR is very wide, right? So whenever the CPR is very wide, the market will most probably the sideways. And see, the location of the candle is between L3 to L4, right? So most of the time when the CPR is wide and the market opening candle is between L3 to L4 or H3 to H4, that will most probably will travel around that L3 to L4 only. So we'll see for a put position only, not against that. So, and when the CPR, when the opening is very gap down, we'll see for the 20 MA. This yellow line is 20 MA. We'll wait for some time for the 20 MA to come near the graph. So this is the place where the market has came. We'll go for a put position at that point, right? So see here, the very first day, if you have taken your target here at this point, this is 954, 954 to this is 1612, more than 60 points. If you book a small profit like 20 to 30 points, you will get your target reached. But if you wait for this L4 to reach, you'll most probably end up with loss only, right? So on this day, your stop loss will get hit. The first day of the month was your stop loss hitting. So don't lose your hope that the first day itself it was a stop loss. So the next day you should not carry your previous days experiences, right? You should start your day with fresh mind, with experienced memories, okay? And if you observe, your stop loss will definitely get hit. That is, here at this point your stop loss will get hit. So the first day it was a stop loss hit. Okay, fine. And we'll move on to the next day, that is on 4th May. See, 4th May is Wednesday. The CPR is in downtrend, right? And the location of the candle is, observe here, the location of the candle is near to H3, right? So the CPR is in downtrend, right? So we'll wait for the put position only. And if you observe, at L3 it got rejected, but the distance between the first 5 minutes candle closing and the opening is very wide, so you can't take trade here at this point, because since the target will be only this much, because the CPR is very wide, right? So it cannot easily penetrate into the CPR, so we don't take trade at that point. We'll see for a clear price action in the next candles. Okay, see here, if you, most probably our analysis will be like L3 to, see, this is H3 to L3, but since this is very wide, we don't take any trade, so it has reached L3, so our target has been over, right? So here at this point, what will we do? We don't take any trade, because this first 5 minutes candle has not given us the opportunity to take any trade. So if you are enough to take a trade, you can take your trade at this point, that is here, when it got rejected from the central CPR, right? So this candle is confirming that the market is still bearish. So if you take your trade at that point, you can book your profit up to L4, that is from 970 to 1720. Okay, that is almost 50 points. That's enough to take your trade on Wednesdays. So most probably Wednesdays will be sideways days. And if you observe here, the market was too bearish, and this is the candle which is giving us that the market is bearish, and it has crossed L4, right? So after crossing L4, we can take a put position, and the target will be L5. So on these 3 trades, you can take any of the trade according to your setup. And we'll move on to May 5th. May 5th is Thursday. Okay, the CPR is downtrend. We'll see for a put position, and opening of the candle is here at this point, right, inside the CPR. See, whenever the market is inside the CPR, don't take any trade. See, it's a very wide CPR, so whenever the CPR is very wide, you can't take trade, because that stop loss will be very big. That the distance between the top CPR to bottom CPR also will be very wide, right? So you can't take trade inside the CPR. We'll wait for some time, right? Since the CPR is in downtrend, though it has crossed CPR, we don't take any trade, because the target will be up to this point only, right? So that is very small target, so we don't take trade at that point. if you take put position at this point, you can book profit at central CPR. It's around 100 points movement. So at this point you can take a put position and the target will be central CPR. That's all for Thursday, that is 5th May 2022, and we'll move on to the next day, that is 6th. See, I traded in this month, May month, but it was difficult to trade in the May month. It was mayhem only, because we can't easily hit our targets because it's too volatile, and most probably trading on May month will end up with maybe with losses. But if you have discipline and a single trade, market will keep you very safe and market will give you the profits, right? So we'll move on to the next day, that is 6th, that is Friday. So the CPR is in downtrend. See, the CPR is in downtrend and the opening of the candle is very gap down. So here the CPR is in downtrend and it is gap down and it is below L4. We'll wait for some time for a clear price action. The first 5 minutes candle, what is indicating this first 5 minutes candle? This first 5 minutes candle is also bearish. So everything is for bullishness, bearishness only. And this is the point where you can take a put position. Though you don't take put position here at that point, you can wait up to 20 MA, right? This is the candle which is indicating that the market has crossed morning's range. So you can take put position at this point also, and the target will be according to your risk reward ratio. So most probably your stop loss will get hit. Okay, no problem. So stop loss was hit on 6th May and on 2nd May, right? In 1 week our stop loss was hit 2 times. See, according to our setup, the market stop loss was hit. We'll move on to the next day, that is on 9th is Monday, and the CPR is very narrow, right? It's too narrow, and the opening of the candle is gap down. So it's a huge gap down. We'll wait for at least some time for the 20 EMA price action. See, what is the 20 EMA indicating us? This is the place where the 20 EMA is indicating that the market is turning to bullishness. So here we'll take a call position only, right? See, if you take a call position, your target will be up to L4. So your target has been reached on Monday, that is on 9th. So we'll move on to the next day, that is 10th May 2022. Here the CPR is in downtrend. So we'll go for a put position only, but the opening of the candle is very bullish and we'll wait for some time for a clear price action, right? It has not even touched our Camarilla levels, so we don't take any trade here. But observe here, since the first 5 minutes candle is bullish, it's though the CPR is in downtrend, the first 5 minutes candle is bullish, and it has retested the low of the market. So most probably the market cannot go that much down, and it may go up only just since it has retested to this point. So by taking trade here at this point, you can go long and the target will be up to H3. Okay, and we'll move on to the next day. This is outside CPR. The relation between a previous day's CPR is outside CPR, and the opening of the candle is inside the CPR. So we don't take any trade here inside the CPR. We'll wait for some time, right? This candle is confirming that the market is bearish. So here we can take a put position, and we'll see whether our target was hit or not. Okay, it was clearly downtrend and our target got hit. See, we'll move on to the next day, that is 12th May 2022. Okay, it is downtrend CPR and it is it's Thursday, and the opening is huge gap down, and the first 5 minutes candle is bearish. See, it has crossed 16,000, the most awaited resistance, right? You can go on bearish here after first 5 minutes candle closing itself, since the CPR is in downtrend and the CPR is narrow, and it is indicating us that the market has crossed L4. So overall there are more and more confirmations on this type of trades. You should be very confident and you can increase your positions depending on your confidence. So this is the point where you can go for a put position, and the target will be L5. Okay, clearly the target was reached. See, so we'll move on to the next day, that is 13th is Friday. Okay, the CPR is in downtrend comparing to yesterday's CPR. The CPR is in downtrend, but the CPR is a little wider, and the opening candle is gap up. But the observe the first 5 minutes candle, it was a bearish candle, right? Okay, here since the CPR is in downtrend, though it crossed H4, we don't believe this type of candles, because here there is a previous day high, and this candle is indicating that the market is not bullish. So this is the candle where we can take a put position, right? And you can book your profit up to this point only. You can't take more targets since the opening of the candle is gap up. And see, here it has clearly took support at H3 and it has moved above H4. See, it has reached almost H5. This is H5. Okay, for second week we didn't get any stop loss hitting. Okay, the next week is over, and we'll move on to the next week, that is 16th May 2022. It is Monday. The CPR relationship is wide CPR with outside CPR. So on outside CPR, the opening candle location is here at this point, right? Okay, so if you observe, the market was too volatile. See, it has continuously, it's a red candle and it's a green candle. You can't trade in those type of markets since it is not giving us a clear price action. So we'll wait definitely for some time. And though since it is outside CPR, we don't have any direction. So on these type of days, better to be away from the market. But we'll observe the market, but we don't take any trade. See, no price action, no price action. Maybe here at this point we can take a put position, that is here. Maybe at this point, let us see whether our target was reached or not. Okay, the market has moved almost to the day's low, right? That is 781 to 81. Okay, almost 150 points. It's more than enough to for our target, right? That's fine, and we'll move on to the next day. That is 17th. 17th is Friday, and the CPR is outside CPR. See, this is inside CPR. Remember, inside CPR is the bestest CPR setup for Nifty. Most probably, inside CPR will give us a good momentum. And see, the first 5 minutes candle closing is bullish, and it is gap up, and it is indicating that the market will break H4. If it breaks H4, we'll definitely go for a call position. See, this type of candles will trap traders to go for put position, but don't go for put position. Here at this point you can enter into the call position, so you can book your profit here up to H5. See, market can go long and long, but you should have defined target. You cannot go and take all the profits. I'm not such type of trader like booking all the profit. I'll wait for up to H5 only. I don't have greed to take all the profit. See, the market was very trendy. See, on 18th, it is Wednesday. See, previous day it was very trendy, right? So the market on next day will be very wide CPR. So it cannot give you see, though the CPR is in uptrend also, we will not go for a call position since there will be a profit booking. Okay, the first 5 minutes candle is bullish, but it is below H3. Observe that point clearly, and observe here it has trapped the call traders, and it came again to L3 H3 breaking. So we'll go for a put position. Even though you don't go for a put position here at that point, again the market will come to that point on Wednesdays again and again. So this is the place where you can take a put position, and the target will be up to CPR. That's it, up to CPR only. Okay, the target was reached. It's almost came near to CPR, right? That's enough for us to take our profit, and then we'll move on to next day. That is 19th. It's Thursday. See, the CPR is in uptrend, but opening of the candle is too gap up, right? It's a very huge gap down. So on this type of days, I don't like to take trade. And the first 5 minutes candle is a bearish candle, right? So I think market will come to that wick to further retest. That is the point where we can go for a put position. That is what I hope market will do on this day. Let us see if market comes to retest this point, we'll go for a put position definitely. We'll see whether the market has came near that point. It has consolidated for almost 1.5 hours, right? So the market almost came near to the opening wick. So this is the place where you can take a put position, and the target will be up to your risk reward ratio. It was bearish, right? See, this type of trades you can wait for some time, like this range breakout, and we'll move on to the next day. That is 20th. It's a Friday. The CPR is downtrend, but the market opened gap up. See, this type of trades are very difficult, but still we can trade. It's above previous day high, right? Whenever opening of the candle is above previous day high, we will be bullish only, and the first 5 minutes candle is indicating that the market is bullish. So after the first 5 minutes candle closing itself, we'll go for a call position, and let us see whether our target was reached. See, this is 70, right? Up to 50 points is enough for us, because it is gap down. We don't wait for more points. So 50 points in the sense up to 1620. See here, this is 70, 72. Oh, it was almost more than 100 points, but we'll book up to 50 points only. It got reached in the first 5 minutes candle itself. That's enough for us. We'll move on to the next day. See, in the month of May, for the third week, no stop loss hit. The first week it was 2 stop loss, and then no stop loss hitting was done with our indicators and our strategy, and our main thing is discipline. That is only one trade. Okay, we'll move on to the next day. The CPR is in uptrend. Whenever the CPR is in uptrend, we'll go for a call position only. See, when the CPR is in uptrend and that is Monday, and the opening of the candle is here at this point, and the first 5 minutes candle has almost reached CPR, right? So we'll wait for some time, and this is the candle confirming that the market is bullish. So we'll enter at this point, and the target will be up to 70 or 80 or up to L3 according to your risk reward ratio, and the target was reached. That's enough for us. And the next day, it is 24th, it is Tuesday, and the CPR is in downtrend, and the market's opening is flat. Whenever the CPR is in downtrend, see it is uptrend. So we'll wait for some time for a clear price action, right? Here, the first 5 minutes candle is an indecisive candle, but this 20 EMA coinciding with the bottom CPR is indicating that the market is bearish. But where should we enter? We can't enter it at this point, since the stop loss will be very big. So we'll avoid taking trade at this point. But after closing previous day low, also we don't take trade, because the target will be very less. We'll wait, or we'll close the day, because the CPR is very wide and the target was reached. See, we waited for some time, and this is the candle indicating that the market has reached to that level, and it is supply zone, right? Maybe the market will again fall, so we'll go for a put position at that point. Let us see whether our target was reached. Okay, perfectly, our target was reached on 24th. That's enough for us. See, if you entered here at this point, you should definitely wait up to this level, right? If market comes to that point, your stop loss will get easily hit. If market will not come to this point also, if it gone like this also, we don't take any trade. Don't take any trade. Just you have to take a trade. You should have a proper setup to take a trade. If you have a defined stop loss, if your stop loss is very big and the target will be very less, don't go for that trade. You will wait for some time, or if you can't get the perfect location, don't take trade on that day. And we'll move on to the next day, that is 25th. 25th is Wednesday, and the CPR is in downtrend, and the first 5 minutes candle is bullish. See, with my experience, I have an opinion that on Wednesday, the first 5 minutes, the market will be like opposite to the first 5 minutes candle type. That is, if market is forming the first 5 minutes candle bullish, the market will be downwards, and if the market is forming a red candle, the market will be upwards. That is what I observed. Maybe it may fail sometimes, but it's my opinion on Wednesday. And the first 5 minutes candle is a clear rejection at H4. Okay, but we don't take trade at that point. But this is the point, crossing H3 is the point where we can go for a put position, and the target will be up to according to your risk reward ratio. That is, I hope I'll book 70 points. That is, in futures you can book your profits 70, and in options I'll book only 20 points. 20 points booking don't need any direction also. It can easily hit your target if you have a discipline. Okay, we'll move on to the next day, that is 26th. 26th is Thursday. See, on Thursday the CPR is in downtrend and it is clearly getting rejected from the CPR. Okay, that is confirming that the market is bullish. You can enter at this point itself, or if you wait, this is the candle confirming that the market is bearish, so you can enter here after CPR crossing. So your target will easily get hit at this point, but you will close your trade here at L3 itself, right? Okay, we'll move on to the next day, that is 27th May 2022. It's a Friday and the CPR is outside CPR, right? Okay, the first 5 minutes candle is bearish. What we discussed on 27th, it's Friday, right? It's a gap down. See, it's a gap up. See, the CPR is not indicating any direction since it is outside CPR, but gap up, it is indicating that the market is bullish only. So we'll wait for some time. If market is bullish, it should at least cross H4, or it should come near H3 for a clear price action. So this is the point where we can take a call position. That is, this candle is indicating that we can take a call position. See, if you entered here at this point, your stop loss will get easily hit here at this point, no problem. Though our direction is right, your stop loss will get hit. See, just because your stop loss gets hit, you should not change your mind, you should not change your indicators, you should not change your discipline. Just book your stop loss, that's it, and you should move on to the next day. Stop loss hitting is common in trading. So on 27th our stop loss will get hit. That is maybe 4th stop loss in this month. From last 3 months I'm seeing there are only 1 or 2 stop loss hittings only. This is the month where we are getting many stop losses. And okay, we'll move on to the next day, that is 30th May 2022. See here the CPR is in uptrend, and we'll see for the opening candle. Okay, the first 5 minutes candle is a gap up and the CPR is also gap up, so we'll enter here at this point itself, right? See, downside movement needs a clear price action, but whenever you are bullish, the market is bullish, you can go on take trade after the first 5 minutes candle closing itself, and see whether our target was reached. Okay, clearly our target was reached, no problem. And on 31st, see, the CPR is in uptrend, right? But the first 5 minutes candle is an indecisive candle. It is taking support at H4, but it's a very problematic, like we can't take any decision just by seeing the first 5 minutes candle, so we'll wait for some time. And the CPR is since the CPR is in uptrend only, just because it has crossed L4, we don't take any put position since the CPR is in uptrend. Okay, this is the candle where this is the candle where we can confirm that the market is turning to bullishness. We don't go for put position on any way because the CPR is in uptrend. And one more important point is the market should open below previous day low for a bullishness, right? So we can go long here at this point, and the target will be according to your risk reward ratio. That's all for the month of May. I hope this video will help you, and if you analyze our May month trade setup, this backtesting is giving us that there are 4 stop loss hits. That is, if your risk reward is 1:1, your 1 week profit is over and it will compensate the next week. So most probably you will your profits will be for 2 weeks only for this month, right? Thank you. I hope this video will help you. Please subscribe to our channel.